Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we are diving deep into a specific technical hurdle in ARC raters. Many users report the GetCompletedValue failed error after a CPU upgrade. We at Teknobalta analyzed this case involving an upgrade from an i5-14400F to an i5-14600KF. This error usually triggers a game crash, pointing towards a synchronization failure between the CPU and GPU. Specifically, it is a D3D12 error where the command queue fails to signal completion. While it looks like a graphics issue, the root cause is often system instability. Let's break down the technical reasoning behind this failure. When you swap a CPU, the integrated memory controller, or IMC, changes. The i5-14600KF has a more robust IMC than the 14400F, but it is also more sensitive to voltage. If your BIOS settings were tuned for the previous chip, the new one might struggle with XMP. XMP, or Extreme Memory Profile, is essentially an automated overclock. On certain Gigabyte B760M-H motherboards, XMP profiles can cause timing mismatches. These mismatches lead to data corruption during high-load scenarios like ARC raters. Before we fix the settings, we must perform essential pre-checks. First, ensure your BIOS is up to date. The F15 version mentioned is quite old for 14th gen chips. Intel recently released microcode updates to address stability issues in 13th and 14th Gen K series processors. We at Teknobalta strongly recommend updating to the latest BIOS version available on the Gigabyte website. This ensures the Intel baseline profile is applied correctly to your i5-14600KF. Now, let's move to the main solution path: manual RAM configuration. If XMP is causing boot failures or crashes, we must bypass the profile. Subtitle: Step 1. Enter your BIOS by tapping the delete key during startup. Speech: Step 1. Enter your BIOS by tapping the delete key during startup. Subtitle: Step 2. Navigate to the tweaker or MIT tab depending on your BIOS layout. Speech: Step 2. Navigate to the tweaker or MIT tab depending on your BIOS layout. Subtitle: Step 3. Locate Extreme Memory Profile, XMP, and set it to disabled. Speech: Step 3. Locate Extreme Memory Profile XMP and set it to disabled. By disabling XMP, we stop the motherboard from using predefined factory overclocks that might be unstable. Subtitle: Step 4. Find System Memory Multiplier and manually set it to 32.00. Speech: Step 4. Find System Memory Multiplier and manually set it to 32.00. This forces the RAM to run at 3200 MHz, which is the rated speed of your Kingston Fury Beast kit. Subtitle: Step 5. Locate the DRAM voltage setting. Speech: Step 5. Locate the DRAM voltage setting. Subtitle: Step 6. Manually input 1.35 volts. Speech: Step 6. Manually input 1.35 volts. Standard DDR4 voltage at 3200 MHz is 1.35 V. Auto settings often undervolt this. When the voltage is too low, the memory controller cannot maintain the signal integrity required by the CPU. This results in the GetCompletedValue error in ARC raters. Save and exit the BIOS. Your system should now boot with stable memory parameters. We at Teknobalta also suggest a secondary step, clearing the game's configuration cache. Navigate to your Documents folder and find the ARC Raiders folder. Delete the settings or configuration files inside. The game will recreate these files with the correct hardware parameters for your new i5-14600KF. If the problem persists, we must look at the Intel default settings in the BIOS. Some Gigabyte boards push too much power to the 14th gen chips by default. Ensure that Turbo Boost and Multi-Core Enhancement are set to follow Intel limits. This prevents the CPU from drawing excessive current, which can destabilize the memory bus. Another alternative is to check your RAM slots. On a 2-slot board like the B760M-H, ensure the sticks are fully seated. Pressure from a new cooler, like the Arctic Freezer 36, can sometimes slightly flex the board. This flex can cause poor contact in the DIMM slots. We at Teknobalta recommend reseating the RAM modules if manual settings don't immediately work. For advanced optimization, let's verify the stability with a stress test. Run MEM Test 86 for at least 2 passes to ensure there are 0 errors at 3200 MHz. If errors appear even at 1.35V, your IMC might be defective, as suggested in the forum. However, manual tuning usually resolves what is often mislabeled as a chronic hardware flaw. It is simply a matter of the motherboard's auto logic failing to adapt to the new silicon. Regarding the GPU, you mentioned using DDU to clean drivers. This was a great move. Make sure you are on the latest NVIDIA game-ready driver for the RTX 4070. Sometimes, D3D12 errors and ARC Raiders are fixed by switching to DX11 if the game allows. But with an RTX 4070, you should definitely aim for DX12 stability. In summary, disable XMP, set 3200 MHz manually, and lock voltage at 1.35. This bypasses the faulty auto-negotiation between your Gigabyte board and the 14600KF. We at Teknobalta have seen this fix work for many 14th gen users facing similar crashes. Technical stability is about precision, not just clicking a profile button. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more professional hardware solutions and deep dives. If you found this helpful, let us know in the comments. See you in the next one.